There's a fight. There's a massive fight in the world today. Start with 1% of your time learning about Bitcoin. And as you do, your life will change. Even yourself, Scott, like I've watched your journey kind of through this, and you're becoming understanding more on Bitcoin as you go through it. I remember talking to you 4 years ago. This is a decentralized and secure protocol bounded by energy. It doesn't care what politicians want to do to it.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In today's video, Jeff Booth, entrepreneur and the author of the bestseller The Price of Tomorrow, discusses the future of Bitcoin and explains why he decided to quit fiat money and go all in into Bitcoin.
So deflation cannot happen from a credit-based system, or the credit-based system collapses. That's where people are conflating this. In Bitcoin, it is happening. Not might be happening. It is happening, and you can look back at any time frame over 4 years, and you can see it is happening. So it's only a measuring bias. And so people that are moving to Bitcoin are already living in the future. And they're living in a free market. The prices are falling. And so nothing is changing. The existing system is consolidating more. It's consolidating more power. It's stealing more. It's getting worse. And all you have to do, Bitcoin is a permissionless, open, decentralized protocol bounded by energy. All you have to do is move your time to it, and you're living in the future too. So no, it's really easy. Bitcoin is really hard. You and I have talked about this before. I wrote that article, Finding Signal in a Noisy World, because so many people were talking about altcoins and everything, and today it's layer twos, and they clearly didn't understand kind of what Bitcoin is a protocol. And if you understand it as a protocol instead of a technology, and if you understand it's bounded by energy and it gets more and more decentralized and secure every year, you realize it's the foundation that everything is building on top of. And you stop worrying about all the noise of the existing system having to go through this transition.
Despite Bitcoin price volatility and 5-month lows, several key indicators suggest that the bulls may still have the upper hand, hinting at a potential resurgence in the BTC price trajectory. Bitcoin faced a turbulent start to July, plummeting over 10.5% to hover around $57,000 as of July 7. At its lowest point, BTC touched $53,550, with its losses led by fears of a market dump due to Mt. Gox's ongoing reimbursement of over 140,000 BTC to its clients and the German government's BTC liquidations. The latest Bitcoin price decline was accompanied by a growing divergence between falling prices and the rising Relative Strength Index, RSI. This divergence typically indicates that the selling pressure is weakening, even though the price continues to slump. In technical analysis, this scenario often suggests a potential reversal or a slowdown in the current downtrend, hinting that Bitcoin might soon experience a rebound as the market sentiment shifts back toward bullishness. Two other classic technical indicators support the bullish reversal scenario. First, Bitcoin formed a bullish hammer candlestick pattern on July 5, characterized by a small body at the upper end of the daily candle, with a long lower shadow and little upper shadow. A similar situation was seen in May. Secondly, Bitcoin's daily RSI reading is hovering near its oversold threshold of 30, which often precedes a consolidation or recovery period. Analyst Jacob Canfield predicts this indicator could signal a rebound, with BTC potentially returning to its former range high of over $70,000. Bitcoin's ability to resume its bull run in the coming weeks rises further due to rising interest rate probabilities in September. As of July 7, Wall Street traders saw a 72% possibility of the United States Federal Reserve cutting interest rates by 25 basis points, according to data collected by CME. A month ago, the probability of the same was 46.6%. When the job market weakens, the Fed often considers cutting interest rates to stimulate economic activity. Lower interest rates are generally bullish for Bitcoin and other riskier assets because they make traditional safe investments, like U.S. Treasury notes, less attractive.
Throughout history, you could just say this. If you could steal a little bit of people's money over time from the free market and they didn't know it, inflation or consolidation or banking, you would. Right? In banking, what used to happen is if I had the gold pegged 1-to-1, I couldn't make enough money, so I'd do it 2-to-1 or 1-to-2, and I keep having less and less gold, and I could give more of a return through that. People trust the higher return, and the market consolidates to who gives the biggest return. And then when I want my gold back, it's not there. So the bank fails, or the government comes in and says, oh, I'll make you all whole. Well, where did the money come from to make you whole? It came from everyone. It came up from all taxpayers. So that's why this consolidates. And you can see throughout time that if you had something that's centralized, because of that, it would get co-opted, because you can create a lot of money and power on co-opting the free market, and people wouldn't notice. They'd be losing like 2% inflation, a couple things in my house stolen each year, but I don't notice them, and it compounds, and it has to get worse and worse. And so people wouldn't notice. They would grow up in that system. They would see their friends. How do you get rich in that system? I hold more assets. They would see their friends do it. They would do the same thing. All of these incentives would accrue, and it would get worse and worse. So we know for sure throughout history. And then, by the way, when it breaks, you first have to divide your society and create an enemy within your society. If you look at politics today, and then because that can't solve it, you have to create an enemy outside your borders, and you have to convince your people to go to war to create a high inflation rate. If you win the war, you reset it to the new currency, and you say, we promise we won't do it again. And then it starts again. The entire history of humans could be looked through that lens, because we know we'll cheat. And what resolves that going forward is Bitcoin can't be cheated. But that ties to self-custody too. We're so used to trusting institutions to protect us that even though we know that the institution, I've said this, I think, on your podcast before, we have regulation on top of a system designed to steal our money. We have regulation to protect our money on top of a system designed to steal it, right? And we believe that's safe. It's crazy. And so from that lens, if you're looking at Bitcoin self-custody, it would look hard, because you have to trust yourself. You have to, instead of trusting the institution, you have to trust yourself, and you have to do the work to make sure it's safe for you, your family members, everyone else. But after you do that work, you realize how different it is, and how that protocol is so different from anything we've ever experienced before. And you start to move more of your time and energy to it.
Another bullish indicator for the BTC market is the resumption of inflows into the U.S.-based spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETF, after 2 days of consecutive outflows. On July 5, when the U.S. reported weak unemployment data, these funds collectively attracted $143.10 million worth of BTC, according to data from Farside Investors, indicating a rising risk sentiment among Wall Street investors. The Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund spearheaded the inflows with $117 million. The Bitwise Bitcoin ETF saw a net inflow of $30.2 million, and the ARK21 Shares Bitcoin ETF, along with the VanEck Bitcoin Trust, recorded inflows of $11.3 million and $12.8 million, respectively. In contrast, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust experienced a net outflow of $28.6 million. More upside cues for Bitcoin come from a recent rise in the USM2 supply, which measures the money supply that includes cash, checking deposits, and easily convertible near money, such as savings deposits, money market securities, and other time deposits. As of May 2024, the M2 money supply increased by approximately 0.82% year-over-year, reducing its aggregate drop from the peak decline of 4.74% in October 2023 to around 3.5%. M2 supply growth is bullish for Bitcoin because it increases liquidity in the economy. More money in circulation leads to higher investments in riskier assets like Bitcoin, as traditional investments like savings and bonds offer lower returns. Bitcoin miner capitulation metrics are nearing levels seen during the market bottom, following the FTX crash in late 2022, indicating a potential bottom for BTC miner capitulation occurs when miners reduce operations or sell part of their mined Bitcoin and reserves to stay afloat, earn yield, or hedge against Bitcoin exposure. Market analysts have highlighted several signs of capitulation over the past month, during which Bitcoin's price fell from $68,791 to as low as $53,550. One notable sign is a significant decline in Bitcoin's hash rate, the total computational power securing the Bitcoin network. As weaker miners exit the market or scale back operations, the more competitive miners will see bigger profits, potentially stabilizing their operations and reducing the need to sell BTC. These metrics signal that the Bitcoin market might be nearing its bottom, similar to previous cycles where miner sell-offs and operational reductions preceded market recoveries. And do not forget to subscribe to bestseller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.